my voice, but to hear the people come who it affects, I appreciate their comments and I do listen. I live in this area. I go down this Fairfield Road every single day. My children will take a bus. I hope my son next year gets on the bus and goes down Fairfield Road. But my heavy heart is not because of that fact and the possibility of this going or not going or being voted. It's the conduct tonight of to hear people make accusations, baseless accusations, that somehow there is someone who's possibly being bought out. I can't believe I was elected in January. I'm new to this. You know, I didn't expect it would come to this. And to hear people make these accusations, and I can tell you, I work hard, my husband worked hard, we live in a small home, and to have some type of accusation that somehow, merely because I'm sitting here, and merely because I was elected, that I have to be on the take, is so incredibly disturbing. I had said when I ran that I would come up here and make a decision based upon the facts and based upon what I think the right thing to do is. I would never disrespect anybody and not take their thoughts fully into consideration. But to make these accusations, I ask next time, because since my 10 months of sitting here, this is not the first time this has happened, I ask, please, if you come up and make that accusation, be specific and call the prosecutor's office. I worked there for 13 years. They will investigate it, and I can guarantee my conscience will always be clear. So with that being said, I just felt that I needed to address that because, you know, people get up and make these accusations and no one says anything. And I can tell you that it's a little disturbing being on the other side of it, knowing that I'm here at 10 to 1 and my 3- and 4-year-old are home with my husband, and I gave up my time, and I want to do what's right for the community. I truly do. This was not a thought or entered into lightly. We have spent, this is not the first meeting, this is not the second meeting. We've had multiple meetings. We've had planners' reports. And I can tell you I personally respect the zoning board, I respect the planning board, and I respect this council. And it is a responsibility as an elected official. It's our responsibility to make zoning decisions. It's our responsibility that certainly there's master plans, and certainly we should take the steps and do our due diligence. But I feel confident that everyone for and against this, that I've looked at this, I've considered it, and ultimately when I vote on it, I will be very comfortable that I've made the right decision, not based upon it affecting my life, which it will, but what is the greater good of the community. And I believe when we look at the greater good of the community, that a recreational facility to benefit our children is something that we need to take consideration. And no, it does not exclude the environmental issues. It does not say that we are going to put aside any environmental issues and not let it be built. The law has to be, all of the Department of Environmental Protection, all the laws need to be followed. So it's very late, and I'm sorry I'm rambling, but it's an important issue. It's important to me. It's important to all of you, and I wanted everyone to know that this has not been an easy one, and this is not one that I take lightly. But I can tell you that I felt that I've done my due diligence. I've listened to everybody. I'm so close to this property, so I will, based on that, make my decision with all of that in mind. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to try to be brief. I know that the public and the council know how I feel personally about voting and conducting business at 1 o'clock in the morning. But this is one of those situations where if we don't act upon this now, it's important to take a stand as a council and not take that stand in fear of whatever ramifications there may be as a result of an election. It troubles me that we have no recreation zones, no zoning for recreation in our town, and that every time anyone had to go for some kind of a business, like the young lady with the 321 count business, had to actually go through the burden of a use variance in order to put that business, which there's a couple of recreational businesses right along there, the gymnastics and your business, and it tells me that the zoning board has looked at this before and found that this area is appropriately suited for recreation. To me, this is just fixing. I'm really surprised that prime frontage on Route 33 is still zoned ARE 6 in this town. On Route 33 is ARE 6. I can't believe it. We've heard a lot of testimony about God creating the land, and that's true. God did create the land, but our boards, our committees, we created the zoning. And it's disheartening that, I will say this for the benefit of everyone. I too live just about as close as the mayor and Mrs. Clark to this facility. So whatever traffic impacts there will be felt by me and my family. Whatever disturbances there are will be felt by me and my family. But we do need to look at the overall picture and the greater good. I haven't heard one person, I think tonight everyone agreed, this is a good project. The use is a good use. The concept, the facility is all good. But all I heard majority of the time is just not here, somewhere else. I got a letter from a resident, ironically, this week. I don't know if she's aware of this project or she's paid much attention to it or not, but she wanted to know when we were going to be able to repair the intersection of Brickyard and Fairfield at Route 33, that there are lots of potholes, and those potholes are growing worse and worse, and she figured, it's just maybe 60 or 70 feet worth of pavement that's involved, and it would probably just take about a day to fix that road. I love that optimism. I'm sure it would take a lot more, and I'm sorry our engineer's not here to talk to us about how much that would cost, but this project is going to take care of that intersection, I believe. I know that we have projects planned to take care of that intersection. We can't afford the expenses that we have right now in this township. And for us to turn our back on something that is going to bring revenue. Someone said, I haven't seen my taxes go down as a result of Lowe's. I haven't seen my taxes go down as a result of Home Depot. But the other question has to be asked. We have 98% residential property in 98% residential, 2% commercial on our tax base.
11%.
And
11%.
I'm sorry, 11%. Okay, so let me fix that. 89% and 11%. What would our taxes be if we didn't have Home Depot? What would they be if we didn't have Lowe's? What would they be if we didn't finally get some decent ratables in on Route 9? So based upon that, and Mr. Mayor, I can go into, but I don't want to because I'm going to be reading our resolution afterwards on all the reasons why I have a lot of respect for the planning board. And I know that they put a lot of work into their resolution and their statement of why they did not feel that the matter was, that the application was consistent with the master plan. But I also know that there is an inconsistency inherent in our master plan, and that is that our master plan encourages recreation, yet we have no recreation zones in the town. So I will go into those later on. But based upon all those factors, and this has weighed upon me for a very long time, I am going to support this application, this request for an ordinance change.